Like I said in my short, Proverbs 12 is another chapter which has a bunch of more two-sentence proverbs included in it. I focused on a lot of the ones that focused on the tongue, as there's multiple in this chapter. However, in this video, I'm going to cover more of a general realm of them. I probably won't read through every single one because some of them say similar meanings in Proverbs, but I'll cover most of them in the 28th verse chapter. So, the first verse is pretty important. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. Discipline is an important thing in our lives. Discipline our bodies from sin, especially addiction sin, like drugs, alcohol, pornography. Those are three habitual addiction-based sins where discipline is very important in keeping those at bay. We must discipline our bodies and discipline our minds so we can stop doing those things, with God's help, of course. The second verse, a good man obtains favor from the Lord, but the Lord condemns a crafty man. All favor is obtained from the Lord. All favor, in general, is obtained from the Lord. And a good man obtains that favor. Not a liar, not a thief, not an evil man, a good man. The thing with good and evil is once you come to the Lord and are saved, you may still sin. You are forgiven in Jesus' name. But it doesn't work that you can just keep on sinning and feel no remorse or regret. Because then you're not actually saved. You just say you're saved, but really you're just sinning and keep on sinning and not actually honoring God with your life. You're just sinning over and over again. So in that circumstance, you'd still be considered evil. So you would not obtain favor from the Lord, even though you think, or mostly, if you're actually saved in Him, then you'll feel remorse when you sin, especially for major sins, like, say, getting drunk, or any other major sins, stealing. You'll feel lots of remorse after it happens if you do any major sins. For minor sins, you'll feel regret, but if you don't feel any remorse or regret after you sin, then you might not truly be saved. You might need to rethink your faith, and if you are truly saved and focused on Jesus. Then, I'm going to jump to Verse 13, an evil man is trapped by his sinful talk, but a righteous man escapes trouble. As well as 14, from the fruit of his lips a man is filled with good things, as surely as the work of his hands rewards him. These are two verses about talk. Talk is very important. Swearing is one thing that it says a lot of times in the Bible is a sin, but it's something that people who struggle with struggle to beat, because it's already built in as a habit in their life. Personally, I don't struggle with swearing as a sin. I never have. However, it's one sin that's just so built in and ingrained in your head that I know a lot of people that struggle with beating that one thing because it's still ingrained in them from their past life as a non-believer. Swearing is something that is very hard to stop, but it can be done with God's power. Then, verse 17 says, a truthful witness gives honest testimony, but a false witness tells lies. Reckless words pierce like a sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue lasts only a moment. Those are verse 17 through 19. And all of them are also about the lips and the tongue and talking. However, they're more focused on lying, not on what comes out of the mouth. Lying obviously comes out of the mouth, but they're more focused on lying as the sin and not swearing or other like the first and second commandment, using the name of God in vain. That's what the first two verses were focused on that I read. These three are more focused on lying as a sin. And lying is bad, especially white lies. White lies are the lies that start small, and then they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because you have to keep up with the charade. You don't have to keep up with charade. If you didn't lie in the first place, then you wouldn't be in this scenario. That's why it's always best to come out originally and immediately. If asked a question, be truthful. Because if you lie once, then your brain is going to keep on lying and lying again, so you can stay out of that scenario when you should have just told the truth the first time. Also, if you tell the truth later on, then you're more likely to get into more trouble for the lying that you did early on than if you just told the truth originally first. If you tell the truth originally first, you're more likely to be forgiven for the action right then and there because you were honest right at the beginning. The final verse that I want to focus on is verse 25. An anxious heart weighs a man down, but a kind word cheers him up. Kindness, kind words, encouragement, it's so much more powerful than people think. Even just going out of your way to hold a door or give someone a compliment, any kind word, kind action can cheer people up so much in life. As Christians, we need to be focusing on what kind actions we can put out into the world, not how we can make people more anxious and scared already in the world. And the final verse, in the way of righteousness there is life. Along that path is immortality. Righteousness is the path to immortality. Righteousness is the path to Christ. Righteousness is the path we must follow.